Is this thing on? All right. So today I want to try something a little different. For those of you who know me, you know the past 2 years of my life have been pretty sporadic. I picked up one day and bought a one-way bus ticket to New Orleans and kind of never looked back. So for those of you who don't know me, here's a little recap. I started off by walking 16 hours through New Orleans and contemplated calling it quits. Then I hit the Houston Library and found out that this is their slogan. I rocked out in Austin and visited the JFK assassination site in Dallas. Oh, conspiracies.
Large plane just flew directly over my building.
Pressed on to Colorado and snowboarded with a former Olympian in Breckenridge. I caught a flight to California where I saw the Hollywood sign and the Walk of Fame. I flew to San Francisco and rode a bike across the Golden Gate Bridge. Caught a train to Portland. Visited the Nike World headquarters and had the best donuts of my life. Hit up a strange anime convention in Seattle, and then I crossed the border to visit our friendly neighbors to the north in Vancouver, where I climbed this mountain. I got entirely too close to a grizzly bear, and after lots of convincing, figured I'm already this far, I might as well keep going. And made the 16-hour trek through Guangzhou, China to Bangkok, Thailand, where I spent the next 5 weeks swimming in rooftop pools. I went scuba diving 12 times in 5 days in Koh Tao. I did this terrible backflip. I fell off this waterfall in Koh Samui. Almost died. No, seriously, it's a miracle I'm still alive. I started here and wound up down here. I went rock climbing for a few days on this remote beach only accessible by boat. Rode a moped to Buddhist temples on some of the sketchiest mountain roads I've ever seen. I played with tigers. Rode elephants. One that tried to eat my phone. Jumped off cliffs. Caught this horrible illness called dengue fever that caused me to have to return home, where I proceeded to lose about 20 pounds, almost died again. It was great. Healed up, ran a 10K, and then caught a flight to Oslo, Norway, where I spent $88 on 2 slices of pizza and a beer and very quickly decided to leave. Caught a night bus to Stockholm, Sweden, where I longboarded for the first time. And I saw a dead guy.
Someone f***ing died. Holy this is crazy.
Biked through Copenhagen, because apparently that's what you do there. And had a questionably sized hot dog at some rainbow festival. People were pretty friendly there. Went to Hamburg, Germany, where I had hamburgers and got to watch a wakeboarding competition. And see one of the most heartfelt performances of my life. It moved me. Did lots of questionable things in Amsterdam, but in the sake of not incriminating myself, I'll just give you this. and tell you I saw Van Gogh's self-portrait. Clearly I was very excited. Okay, moving on. Made the long trek to Loch Ness, where I tried to keep the dream alive and find Nessie, the Loch Ness Monster. I was unsuccessful. I went trail running on the Isle of Skye. And made it to Edinburgh to witness Scotland's vote for independence. It didn't pass. Fail. Took a ferry to Dublin, where I had a Guinness and met a leprechaun. I visited the cliffs of Moher, which is still to this day one of the most beautiful landscapes I've ever seen. And I also kissed the Blarney Stone. Oh, top of the morning to you.
Good man, watch your head, alright?
I flew from Ireland to Munich, Germany for Oktoberfest, where I proceeded to get way too drunk and lose all of my belongings.
We now return to your regular programming.
From there, I headed to Berlin, where I turned 2 days into 2 weeks.
Freunde, wir müssen die aufwecken, was ist hier los?
Then made my way over to Auschwitz concentration camp and down about 1,000 flights of stairs to salt mines in Poland.
We don't have that much further to go.
And I got this sweet hat. Got real Budweiser and Prague from a vending machine, made my way to the opera in Vienna, Austria, and I went caving in Budapest, which was much more extreme than it looks here. I ate horse in Ljubljana, Slovenia, and visited one of the most beautiful places in the world, Lake Bled. I caught a train to see the Plitvice Lakes in Croatia. I went to an insane Halloween party in an abandoned warehouse thrown by the Serbian mafia in Belgrade. I stumbled into a film fest in Thessaloniki, Greece, rode ATVs and watched the sunsets in Santorini, Greece. Saw the Parthenon in Athens, and saw the Pope in Rome. Had the best food of my life in Florence, Italy. I saw the Leaning Tower of Pisa. And yes, I did that thing that everybody does. Because if I didn't, would it really have counted? Rode a gondola in Venice. Flew to Paris and spent my 24th birthday at the Moulin Rouge. Took a bullet train to see the mountains in Switzerland, and another to Barcelona, where I gave a bunch of people from around the world their first taste of a real American Thanksgiving. I cooked a turkey and everything. Side note, turkeys are incredibly hard to find in Spain. I had all the free tapas I could handle in Granada, and I went to a bullfight in Sevilla, and closed off my trip exploring castles in Lisbon, Portugal. So I tell you all those things to make one simple point. The one thing I learned along the way. And that is that the places that you go, the things you see, at some point they all start to blend together. But it's the experiences that you have in those places that truly stands the test of time. Because in the end, what matters most is the time you had. It's the people that you met, the cultures you learned. The best times I had were when I was with the best people. They were people that went out of their way for me and expected nothing in return. And to see that the world isn't such a bad place after all. So the next time that you meet somebody who's had a trip like mine, instead of asking them, where's the best place you went to? Instead ask them, what's the best adventure you went on? What's the best culture you learned about? What's the best experience that you had? And if there's one thing that I hope you take away from this video, the one thing I learned along the way is that life, traveling, adventures, relationships, is that it's not about the destination, it's about the journey. So get out and have your own adventures. It doesn't have to be around the world. It could be in your own backyard. But get out and make those experiences happen. You'll be surprised at what you learn about the world, the people in it, and more importantly, about yourself.